Okay, we ready? All right, stand for the pledge of allegiance. Roll call.
Mr. Bill Heaton? Ms. Candace France turned in her resignation effectively for tonight. She will send me an official one for the next
She has
meeting,
too much work, she said.
just so everyone knows. Mr. Bob Tate?
Here.
Mr. Justin Matrix?
Here.
Mr. Jake Tate?
Here.
Mr. John McAdoo's excused, he's on vacation. Mrs. And Joe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Did everybody review tonight's agenda? No, that's the,
Yes.
yeah, that was previous, you did, okay. We need a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Can I interject? Are you planning on voting to accept the resignation tonight?
No, because we didn't get the official one. I was just letting everyone know that's why she's not here.
Okay.
Because we haven't gotten official.
She texted me.
She
She didn't-
texted Bob, but
she
she
didn't
didn't
give us
like
a
write
written.
anything.
Is it
or-
text official?
Okay.
It's technically
It's
I
up
guess
to you.
if I
I
print
didn't
it-
think it was official.
Well, I
so-
asked you that you can start looking for someone else technically, I guess, once you formally accept it.
Well, we can do that. When do we do that then?
I didn't think that was acceptable, that's all. If you guys accepted, I didn't think,
I don't think if you didn't have, it was just like, she called you and told you that.
No, I don't think
If
Jeff
she
knows
gave
how to
you
write.
a text message.
yeah, she sent it to Bob.
Then we have something in writing. What's the difference between that and an email, or if she actually dropped off a note or a letter?
Sure.
It's 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
When do we do that?
we have to accept her resignation first. You can do it tonight, since she offered it to you.
Like right now?
Well,
Wait. All in favor of the agenda?
Oh,
No, we have to get the
I think you should do it under new business.
Yeah.
Huh?
okay. We'll put that under new
Bob, you
business.
should do it under new business, yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Opposed? Okay, the agenda is. Officer reports.
There were 6 incident logs from the Beaver Falls Police Department. They are all closed and cleared. And the balance in the general fund as of August 31st, 2025 was $612,130.60. In the liquid fuel fund, we have $103,014.61. The Pliget investment account has $4,073.52. Pliget Capital Purchase Fund has $1,824.16. Water and Sewer Fund has $115,942.18. Emergency Management has $12,760.49.
Is that, and then plus what?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up later.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, where we at here? Is that it for officer?
That's all I got.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the officer reports.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Correspondence.
A few months ago, Kevin sent me over an email for unclaimed property through the state of Pennsylvania, and I put it in for a long shot just to see if the borough had anything. We actually did have some checks. It doesn't give you much information. All it says is it's from HSBC Finance Corporation. And yeah, we got $365.27 automatically given to our account. So it doesn't really give you much of what it was for. It just says where it came from. And they were sending it to a 204 Ross Avenue. Does anybody know anything about where that
That
would
was
be
probably
going?
Jody.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Happy George, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they were uncashed, so we got them back. So
Okay.
I did that. And then PERMA renewal, everyone knows we renewed with PERMA. And they sent me the actual package, which I will send over to Kevin to post if anybody wants to read about the insurance and what we're covered under through PERMA. So that's all I got. Correspondence.
Zoning officer report, none. Code enforcer report, none. Other than we just, we did do, 1 building permit, 1 occupancy permit, and 1 contingent occupancy permit.
And Brian cut the grass again
I
at
was just
that
gonna ask
house.
that
Yeah,
question.
he
Did you
cut the
recut
grass
the grass
again.
again?
Yep, he cut it again the other day.
Somebody's tracking that, right?
Me. Yep.
Okay, emergency management report. Eli,
handed in a written copy of our basic emergency operation plan. I can email everybody on council a copy of that for your perusal. Pretty much the basic plan is always the basic plan. The names change, the businesses change, things like that change. That's all listed separate from the basic plan. The one important thing is emergency management is the elected people's responsibility. I'm just your coordinator. I'm the guy that takes care of business when an emergency happens. But you guys are all actively involved and fully responsible for all emergency management. In doing that, we've nagged for years the NIMS classes, the IS 100 and IS 700. You need to know that so that you know what you're talking about. Along with the email with our basic EOD plan will be the links for all the site you have to go to with the federal government to establish the student ID number, and then the FEMA site to go and take the 100 class and the 700 class. Kind of important.
Yeah, because if those classes aren't done and we have an emergency disaster and FEMA comes in and FEMA,
Audits our paperwork.
yeah, don't have all your certificates and you won't get any money. Get no help, get no money.
Are you keeping track of who certificates you have?
Yep.
Okay, and so who doesn't have them right now, currently? Obviously, I'm assuming Candace.
Candace, but
Candace.
she doesn't.
Yeah, so
And
she's
John
not gonna
obviously
be-
doesn't.
and John, yeah.
The new people have it.
I have half mine done.
Okay, so only John right now, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he just started. Yep. Our plan's gonna be our plan is highly dependent on, Beaver Falls at this point. The downside, the chances of a major disaster occurring solely within West Mayfield and not impacting Beaver Falls at all. Yeah, big meteorite might fall and just crush us, but Beaver Falls Police and Fire are responsible for Beaver Falls, so they've got that. Being able to rely on them to help us fully when they've got lots of other obligations is gonna be a little difficult. So,
Think you can handle a meteor?
I don't know if any of us could, to be honest with you.
that's why I want the dome over it.
Yeah, we want to put a dome over the borough.
They're the greatest in the area, but there's only so many to go around. So definitely would be needing the full cooperation of the council people. So,
What he's referring to is any type of a disaster, if we activate or do anything, we were relying on our fire department to travel around and make announcements and go do pickups or do stuff like that. Well, they're not there anymore, so we're gonna have to talk with Mark and you also
one of the
for
other
security
options,
purposes.
one of the other options that we have is
Hopefully we never
the
do it.
mutual aid agreements that the fire department has with everybody else. Like they can tone out lots of people. We'd be relying on Beaver Falls to tone out lots of people, which they definitely do because they need the manpower help. So we will be relying on them to use their mutual aid to bring us some assistance when possible. So I'll probably have to go around and say hi to everybody else again and do that. As well as identifying some locations and making some agreements with people that, hey, if we have to pull everybody back X number of yards from, say, the rail line down at the end of town, kind of want to have a gathering spot somewhere. So I'll probably be reaching out to, I'm guessing maybe the Latter-day Saints Church, possibly folks in Chippewa, somewhere up there that's not, like if we're avoiding that end of town and telling people to, use the term evacuate, but go to the far side of the community, somewhere for them to meet that might be out of the way. The Napoli Pizza parking lot would have been fine, but it's a little busy now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I may be coming back to you guys with some MOA kind of agreements with businesses, communities, things like that. 'Cause like I said, we sort of relied on the fire department and their mutual aid stuff before, but doing it third hand with Beaver Falls on behalf of the borough may take.
We still have all the other mutual aid though.
Yeah, mutual aid was with West Mayfield Fire Department, and we would call West.
So Beaver
Mayfield-
Falls doesn't have mutual aid?
Beaver
Yes,
Falls
they do.
does.
That's what I'm getting at.
Beaver Falls
Right.
doesn't have all the things that West Mayfield had.
But it's
Like, an example would be, sump pumps. I don't think Beaver Falls has sump pumps. I don't think they pump basement. And we've done that a number of times at the fire station, going out and pump somebody's basement. I don't know that they have that down there. But that's the problem. We need to find out what resources they have available. So he's gonna be setting up a meeting with Mark.
That's all in the norm and things like that, but.
We still have the
I
park.
may have to come back with, mutual aid, memorandum of understanding, something like that, to execute with other towns.
Sure. What were you saying about parking lots? Or about like Napoli's parking lot?
It's a meeting place. He's talking about if there is an emergency, where are we going to meet? Or where are we going to
You got
send?
the fire department parking lot, you got the park, you got shelters, you
Well, that's
got
what he's
parking
saying.
lots.
I
He's looking
understand, if
into
we
that.
have to evacuate within, say, 500 to 1,000 yards of the railroad track, we can't really go to the park.
Vets Club?
That's a fire department parking lot.
Possibly, but it doesn't really
Possibly,
matter.
or-
He's already looking into it.
Or maybe, if the top end of the borough, something happens, we'd need something down in Beaver Falls, maybe the Beaver County Christian School, somewhere like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Somewhere out of the area that's not gonna tie up traffic, things like that. But again, those are paperwork things that I may have to come back to you guys to get approval for an MOA.
Cool.
Just keep
Okay.
posted.
Is that it?
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Secretary
Oh, the
Treasurer.
other thing is Eli got his letter from the governor. He is now officially
Yeah.
been recognized.
You're officially official.
He gave me the copy from the governor.
Because we were at the meeting last night.
Yeah, it's a quarterly.
Stop
training.
it, Joe.
All right, thanks. Secretary Treasurer report.
The only thing I was gonna update on was the Aqua money. We did get it deposited and we also opened the other account for
The
the restricted
181.
funds. So in the general fund as of yesterday, the number I read earlier was as of August 31st. And the general fund as of yesterday, I think I did this at midnight, I don't remember. $1,099,325.17. And then in the account with the restricted funds, it's 181,000. So net overall, our total picture, we have almost 1.5 million. It's 1.499289196 to be specific. But just so everyone's aware of our finances
Rich.
at this point in time.
Probably won't see that again.
Put him on black.
Thank you, Jenna.
You're welcome.
Citizen 181, 825.
I sent it to you today.
You sent it to me today. I haven't been home much.
Me either. I actually haven't been home since 7 a.m.
Just 181.
That's what's in the restricted.
Okay, what number he read off was 181, 825.
No, I thought
And I wrote it down, that's why.
it was 180 and we put 181 in.
181,
I'm sure it's not gonna, whatever we do with it isn't gonna equal out to exactly 181.
Yeah, I have 181, 825 as well.
Yes.
Well, we'll have to put another 1,000
We'll put
over.
another 1,000 in it, yeah.
I just don't want them to come after us saying, hey, you guys
Yeah,
go
no, not a problem. I'll switch it over next time I go up.
talk about that later either way.
Kevin, Advisory Committee.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Eli, thank you for being on track with the resolution to come up with a revised EOP for this year. The resolution that you all passed in June calls for that by September. So right on track with that, that's great. Now it's up to you guys to approve this by December, whatever that takes, but approve this by resolution, and then it's gonna be biennial, so every 2 years. You'll do this again, according to the motion that you passed. I want to let you know that George Newsom reached out to me. Remember George from DC? And he was asking us about the stamp program, Strategic Municipal Management
Stamp grant.
Program.
Yep.
No, it's not a grant. There is a grant. It could be a grant over this,
Yeah.
but this is a program where consultants come in and they look at your municipal operations, your government, your budget, everything, and they offer suggestions for improvement. Right, so what Rochester is going through now. It's really thorough. So George, this has to be done by resolution, and so you all had authorized me to sort of work with George on this stuff, and so I said, George, we're just starting our vision process here, which is not exactly this wheelhouse, but it is something kind of tied together. We're working on that, but the stamp stuff, I kind of suggested that we might revisit this a little bit later because of all the turnover we have here in council, because this is going to involve you guys, right, in a big way. And when you commit yourself with this resolution, right, I think we want to be in a position to act on it, meaningfully. So anyways, so we're in touch with that, and we got that on the radar there. But he wants to move on. But he said, you guys are good candidates. We think you're good for it. So, and there is grant money to go along to pay for those consultants from Pitt. You guys want to say anything about the vision of town hall that we're going to have? We mentioned it before, 25th. We'll have a town hall in the park. We'll talk about a number of things, but basically, get the community together and kind of talk about what we think is important, what we care about for the future of this borough. So that's coming. The proposed ordinance after our work session, I wrote a bunch of stuff. I sent you all an email, and everything that we talked about is in blue. I believe you got a copy of that. So I think we're kind of good on all those recommendations from the citizens' perspective. So ball's in your court, I reckon. And the last thing I want to say is, I got just really before the meeting today, someone reached out to me and they said, "Hey, can you give me some information about some stuff, particular, your requests for a salary increase and stuff like that." And so I did some research, and well, what I found is the executive session that apparently handled that, I don't think was handled consistent with the Sunshine Act. So there was an executive session, and I think we can really take care of amending the minutes to be consistent with what actually happened, the full count of the proceedings. But I just want to say that so there was an executive session on July 9th, and the minutes say that there was an executive session. Began at 5:30, ended at 5:55. Doesn't say why. That's a requirement of Sunshine Act. There has to be some level of specificity as to why you're having an executive session. You don't have to give them details, but it has to say why. But I also want to point out that there's no business that can be conducted in an executive session. You can discuss things, you can gather information, but you can't make decisions. Any decisions you make as a body are going to have to be done in a public meeting, right? Put a motion on the table to vote. So I was perplexed at this person's question, and I was like, "What did it happen? I don't know. Did you get a raise? I don't know." And so I didn't see anything in the record. So that's what I'm just pointing out. That moving forward, I think when we have executive sessions, they have to you have to list some sort of specificity to it, right? And then also, if there's any voting or any decisions that are made coming out of that, that's got to be done like in a meeting with a quorum. So it's all consistent with the Sunshine Act. And if you're curious about really what this is about, the Office of Open Records has a really nice FAQ section on these meetings and what you can do in them, what you can't do in them, and that sort of stuff. So what I recommend is that I can reach out to you, maybe we can amend the July minutes to sort of reflect.
I was under the impression that anything with an executive session you didn't talk about, so that's just, you don't, I was unaware.
Yeah,
So I apologize.
Well, you don't know everybody. This is really,
I understand, yeah. I
this
just
is really
didn't know that.
everybody, you know?
You don't have to, you have to say what the executive session is for, at the very least, one of the given reasons, like litigation or personnel matter.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily, in my opinion at least, have to say this is regard personnel matter about Ryan, okay, or something like that, okay. But at least say what area it falls under.
Perfect, okay.
Yeah.
I was just unaware,
Yeah.
thank you.
No, no problem.
Thanks.
And we're all in this together, right? So I say to you all the time, we're all gonna end up being parliamentarians and helping each other sort of conform to these laws, because they can be confusing, right? No one's
They
born
They are
with this knowledge. So the more that we all help each other
I
out
didn't know that.
on these sort of
Yeah, I
things,
didn't
yeah. And a lot of stuff, times, like I'm rooting through these things
you know that we
and
could
learning
do
as I go.
In,
In a executive session, yeah, you can't, it's just
I
a,
don't think we
were you
did.
here?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, we always, like,
Oh,
from
we
time
didn't
to time
vote on
over the last
we just discussed it.
few years, and we discussed the.
Yeah, we didn't vote on
You have to
it.
take action at a regular meeting.
We had the discussion with the litigation with Beer Falls and White Township, et cetera. We always said disregard litigation. I may or may not have said it was Beer Falls. Frankly, it was the only thing you had litigation-wise anyway, so, it makes sense. But again, just a generic sort of reason why, so.
Yeah, if you just think
basically
about,
talk about salaries,
yeah,
discuss salaries. That's all you would have to put, right?
put yourselves in a
can say that
position
in
of
personnel.
citizens, right, who want to know what public business is going on.
I do think though that all of us, including me, dropped the ball that I don't think we actually ever voted on it, like to do it. Yeah, and I think it all just like we agreed to it, so it was just like, and that's my fault
So we
too.
should vote on it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to vote on it. Yeah, that's my fault as well because I didn't even.
Is it too late to vote on it tonight, or can we amend
Not on the
it?
agenda for the public.
You can probably amend the agenda, I'm sure.
We can still amend it, right, or not?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
sure.
You vote to amend the agenda if you want to include it tonight.
I thought you had to do that ahead of time for the public to be aware.
You're supposed to, but if there's something here, I'd go ahead and do it now. Well,
It will be reflected in the minutes.
Yeah.
That was added. Yeah, sure. So if someone sees that and they want to come back, they've got,
Yeah,
Catch you next
everyone
meeting.
knew I asked for it. Everyone knew it was happening. So it's
Yeah.
just I dropped the ball on.
right, and I don't think that is a part of this
agenda.
equation at all, whether, that issue is, it's worthy, it's valid, and that's clear consensus around. I went back and listened to my recordings even. That's not an issue. It's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
process thing about the Sunshine Act, the requirements or an executive session, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to bring that up, and I think we can remedy this by, amending that July minutes to reflect whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
does.
that's all I have.
Just a lot at once.
All right, thanks, Kevin. We'll go to citizen, or you want to amend the agenda now?
yeah, you should.
Yeah.
We need to make a motion for that, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a motion for it.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, we have an agenda.
So put it under old because we talked about it. Put it under Bob.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring that up.
This is the raise,
I'm sorry.
raise your salary.
Yes.
You want to just make it retroactive to August?
I think that in July.
Make the pay raise retroactive back to August.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that.
You can
But
get
if you do it,
paid.
you could be.
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all dropped the ball on voting for it.
Yeah, because it was never voted on, that's why I didn't understand.
And I just said that.
Because that's why I
Like
asked
4
earlier, I
times.
said, she didn't get it because we never voted on it. They said, that's right. I talked to you about that before, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, we never voted on it, so it never went through.
We'll vote on it tonight. Under old business. So, anybody else? Nora, you want to talk about that?
About,
What we talked about? Our group?
the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah, we needed a new refrigerator, and we told Bob, and our community service volunteers bought a new refrigerator for the park. So, that was, thank you. for.
Yeah, I bought it and, it was $1,000 refrigerator. I got it for $680, and I will be picking it up either tomorrow or Friday and delivering it.
And that's coming out of volunteer money.
Yes,
Yeah.
we donated that grill last year and we donated the fridge this year. So we are
We're getting somewhere.
okay. There was no, anybody else?
Yes, there was someone else.
Who,
We
Kathy?
didn't get to
It
talk.
would be me. Let her finish what she has to talk about.
Okay, I was checking the calendar for like park rentals this year.
Did we
And
go to
it looks
citizens?
like we did really
We never laid
well.
no motion.
Oh, we need a motion to
Hold
go
on
to
1 second.
citizens.
Yeah.
I said we never went to citizens.
I'm getting confused with what we have to make. a
Why? I
motion
have it
for.
on
It's written
there.
on paper.
I've said this before, I'll say it again, guys. It was on your agenda, you don't have to have a motion made and seconded and voted upon to address that agenda item or to come back into regular meeting. It's already on your agenda. you
So we
need-
don't need it. That's what I
It
thought.
says motion required. That's what I thought too.
Well, we need to figure out where all we can do away
Well,
with
I don't
that.
need a motion.
No, ma'am, you don't.
Thank you.
So just changes.
Yes.
Anything on your agenda that's already been on there, that's been scheduled already, obviously. It's a matter of being on the agenda, so you don't need a motion to go into it. It's there for scheduled business anyway. Okay?
You could go over all that with Jenna so she knows for the next time where to cross them all. You know, we don't have to do that so we can save time.
Okay.
All right, so we are in citizens.
Okay. I was looking at the park calendar and I went back to from when it started to rent this year. And I have, right now in September, there's 5 rentals altogether. There was one rental after the car cruise that wasn't on the calendar. So there were like 33 rentals. And we're renting the kitchen shelter for $30 right now if they have the big one. Because we took everything out of the kitchen shelter and put it down where we said we were going to in the first shelter in storage. So that, you know, when they rent it, they have the use of the refrigerator. That's what most people want. Now, I was wondering too, okay, so that's like over $3,000. Does that go into Parks and Recreation to use for that type of stuff too?
Yeah, it should, because
Okay.
it's being rented
Park
for the
house,
park.
that's
Yeah,
right.
it's for the
Yeah,
park.
and also, since we started painting, we got the kitchen painted, we got the ladies' room, bathroom, got the men's room to do yet, started a little bit of it, just too busy. And the last 2 people that rented were just like amazed at how nice the kitchen looked, so.
Well, yous are doing a fantastic job.
Well, thank you.
It's beautiful down there.
And we need some brighter light bulbs for in the bathrooms. The ones underneath the shelter, you know, need the cheap ones, but I bought those ones with the 3 hickeys.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't buy them, they're mine. I took them out of my house and put them in the kitchen shelter, and they're really bright. So I'd like to buy 4 of those, 2 for the bathrooms and 2 for the kitchen shelter, because it's really nice. They're like $20 a piece. 2. And they're LEDs, so they don't take that much.
Just let me know what you need. We can take that out of the park money, right? Yeah.
Okay, and
And or if you're spending under $100, you can just tell us that you spent it, because you're the head of the parks, you know?
oh, okay.
If it's
Oh,
under.
you're head of park?
Yeah.
Well,
let you
she's
up.
not head of, I'm saying she's a volunteer,
Helping.
like she's helping,
Oh,
so
She's
she's.
not on council, so she
No.
doesn't fall into that $100
No.
amount
Yeah.
that has
Oh, okay.
from a council person.
I didn't think so. And we'd like to, Jenna discussed this too, about getting shelter stalls for the bathrooms instead of that old wood that's in there.
You might want to price those.
Yeah, and that's what I
They're
thought.
really
Can
pricey.
somebody price the, well, we made $1,600 last year on a car cruise. We made $1,400 this year, which is $3,000. And there's over $3,000 right now this year from the rentals. Because that was 33 rentals so far. And yeah, they're pretty shabby, and you got that curtain in there that it's not good for somebody that's handicapped. At least in the ladies' room, maybe get this stall for right now, and maybe next year get another one for the men's room.
We'll have to price them out because, like I
Yeah.
said, they're pretty pricey.
They're expensive.
And then shelter 3 is that little shelter. I know some people don't want a big shelter. We didn't discuss prices on renting that one, but I didn't think you could rent it for $100.
shouldn't.
But if we rent it for 50 and they use the bathrooms, we could rent that out even too. But number one's basically a storage shelter. Put everything in there that we need.
When they rent the shelter at the bathrooms, are they getting the kitchen along with it?
No,
Okay.
if you rent the Jubilee shelter number 2, you get the bathrooms, but the kitchen's an extra 30.
But that hasn't been happening.
That's how I did it the last 2
She's been unlocking
times.
everything and just had
Yeah.
at it.
Now,
Well,
if you
she's
want
done.
just the kitchen shelter with, that one with the bathroom, that's 100, or the Jubilee shelter's 100. But if you want the Jubilee shelter and the kitchen shelter, then that's extra 30. That's what I did.
So do you want me to add that to the website stuff? The $30 for the
But I
kitchen?
think, like the small one, what do you think, rent it for 50?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be.
It's just a little
yeah.
tiny one with 6, you could put 6 picnic tables on it.
Well, now, when you do that one too, they still have access to the bathroom.
Bathrooms, yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that everybody has bathrooms.
Yeah,
What did they get out of Brady's Run? Anybody ever price those?
I don't know, but everybody, the last 2 people that rented it told me they were the price was fantastic, and they really liked what it looked like.
Because I don't know what you're gonna get for $50 anywhere.
Well, that little one only holds
This
6
is on a
tables.
pad, breakfast.
Yeah,
It's-
that holds what, 50 people.
I rented Big Beaver Park in August for Brielle's party, and it's 6 tables, bathrooms, and that playground that they have there, and it was $50.
Okay, well, that's good then.
So,
Yeah.
Good deal.
yeah, I mean,
Most people aren't gonna wanna rent that one.
Suggestion, so you guys
it's
will have
50
to
for me because I
figure
love Big
that out.
Beaver.
It's surprising how many people get that one though.
Do you rent that? I mean, have you been renting that?
Well, I haven't been on this
The
till,
smaller
That's
one
true.
has been rented a handful of times. People do
Okay.
rent it. If the bigger one's not available, they will.
Okay,
To
I
have
was
it.
gonna say, I wouldn't take the little one if the big one was available.
Well, that was the other problem that we were running into as well, that, not to put anybody on blast or anything, but the park was stating that the Jubilee was rented, and then no one was ever showing up for it. So people were renting the smaller one and no one's at the bigger one.
Yeah, that happened a few times.
That happened a few times.
And
That
then if
me
Well, then
and
we
Jake
don't wanna
are-
rent the little one if we can rent the big ones.
Always try and get
You-
rid of the
I mean, yeah,
big ones.
you might have
but
2 people
Yeah.
that want one and
One and
want the
one,
other,
yeah.
2 parties.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is don't just rent the 50
Well, they
whenever
can
you got
choose whatever they
empty
want.
hundreds, you know?
I don't think a lot of people would rent the little one.
No, it's just
Okay.
for an option.
Oh, and another thing is swings are broken down there.
Yeah.
So, maybe price out some swings.
I think we have some left up here too.
Oh, okay.
Shelter 3 is now 50. Is that what you're saying?
And I'll change the contract as well and send that over to you to upload, Kevin.
Does the contract have them paying their deposit when?
At the time of sign of contract.
Should
So-
definitely, like,
So what if they
2
sign the contract 2 days before they rent the shelter, give you a bad check, and away we go?
Maybe have them 2 weeks before rent.
I mean, I have someone
Yeah, I
that
would.
literally emailed today for a shelter on Saturday. Like, are we supposed to tell them no to a rental? Do you know what I'm, like, I'm
Or
asking.
should we get cash?
Yeah.
Yeah, then make them bring cash.
Clear payment.
Or a bank check.
Check, I mean,
Certified.
that's an inherent problem with doing business with the public. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yep.
get,
Yeah, you don't
I
wanna
mean, I
have to
also
go
have a
to court
full-time job
over
and a
it.
4-year-old, so trying to meet up with these people for cash is like,
I
Yeah.
could do it.
I know,
You could send them to
but-
my house
I
if you
know.
want to.
Yeah, I would say if they're gonna do it, rent it within 2 or 3 days, tell them we need cash or a cashier's check.
Otherwise,
check,
you should go
cashier's
to check at least 2 weeks in advance, and
Yeah.
it needs to go to the bank quick.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
there's just too many people that like to write bad checks.
Like clear pay
I'm learning.
before rental.
It's a learning curve, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you're doing great.
Tell me about it. I used to do that.
Well, they send the checks to her, I just take care of locking and unlocking and stuff. Yeah.
Whatever's in these, like these buildings, they're all covered by insurance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to update and let the insurance company know, got brand new appliances in there or anything?
No,
No,
we've
you have-
already got prices on refrigerators for the actual retail cost of what they would be to replace. We just did that not too long ago.
And most of the time, you
Probably
get
the only
that.
thing you'd have to do is show a receipt saying when you bought it.
You
When
got
you bought and what it
that,
paid
you
for.
have that gentleman, I think you.
Yes.
That comes once a year.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
short guy. I should say.
You missed him. He came here.
Oh, okay, I bet
Yeah.
that's, I'm used to seeing him,
Yeah.
once a year, so. But that's his whole purpose, is update what you have and what you don't have anymore.
Monopoly man.
Yep.
That's what he looks like.
That's it for me.
Okay.
Actually, she covered mine. I have the deposit here for the car cruise. A little bit less than last year, but it was a holiday weekend and people were away. School closed for kids, so we were about $200 less. It was $14.07.
That's still wonderful.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, that's good. They picked it, when you could do it on Labor Day, people go away.
Well,
Yeah.
we need it in September, so it's after school close.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
You did a good job with that.
I wish I could have seen it.
I know.
I know.
We were all away.
They actually
Why it was
started in
$200
the,
less.
they actually started in there by the
I know.
third
That's
shelter.
why.
I was not.
I saw your brother there. Kidding.
My brother went down to eat.
Yeah, I was in it.
All right, next up.
Anybody else?
Now, I do want to, I went down a couple days and helped Nora paint.
We appreciate
You know
that,
what?
Mayor.
She did a lot.
I seen it. She did.
She was tall, she does the ladders. She's great, putting her mind to something.
Well, we're looking for a laborer for the borough if you're interested.
Did you call that? Thanks.
I did, he didn't answer.
Yeah,
Went straight to
I-
voicemail.
really, I
didn't
wish
have
I could have come down
Voicemail
more,
That's
but
okay.
it's,
set up, so like,
Well, you know, Chrissy was down there too. She
Cheryl
needs
was
credit.
down there.
Cheryl
was
and
down
Bob.
there. Yeah.
Really, everyone that did come down. And I know you moved all that stuff, like the moving and the, you're just great, Nora.
Cheryl says, I don't like painting, but she showed up.
I mean, it
great
was-
job.
Alright, let's move on.
All right, go back to old business. Streets, bridges, and lighting, Jake.
So Bill and I have been working with Widmer to try and figure out what we can afford and what we can't afford. So right now we've got a thing going on where we actually have enough money. Widmer's saying that the amount of roads that we put in for, they think we have enough money left over to continue doing more patches. So now we're gonna have like a phase 2 version of this too. We're gonna use the money from, what do they call that? What's the money coming out of? Liquid fuels. Liquid fuels is gonna pay for the first portion of it, and then we're gonna pay for the second portion of it. So possibly, it really just depends on how the estimates that actually come through. Once the estimates start coming in, then we'll have an idea of what we can actually get accomplished. But they're saying that we've got enough money to get some stuff done. So we did go out and we added some more roads to our plan, which include Patterson, in front of DeLuca's house, and then down around the bend, and parts of Patterson, because there's some bad sections, where in front of the Jubilee, that section through there, and then down a little bit further. So if we can, we're gonna try and get all that stuff done. All of our measurements are in, and we're gonna
No,
be
they're
in.
not all in.
Not all in. This part 2 is not in yet.
No, even part 1's not in,
Oh.
because we changed, remember you and I said we were gonna do from 43rd from 8th to 7th?
Yes, we added a little
That's what
section on
I
that.
needed the measurement from.
Yep.
I don't have key, I'd have done it, but I don't have keys to get the room to get the wheel out to measure it.
Yeah, you should have a key.
I don't have a key.
Your son's got it hiding somewhere. I gave him 2.
He was at work when I was doing stuff.
Anywho, yeah, we should have answers on that soon.
And let me elaborate on some of this stuff.
Sure.
The money that they said to the original we put in was gonna be like $25,000 or $26,000 is all it was. Well, we allocated, I think, $40,000 for paving this year, I think it was.
Yeah, these are our sections.
So we have more money. And they also said the more you do,
Cheaper it is.
the cheaper it's gonna be.
Sure.
These little sections, he said, that's what's the big price. So I don't know where this is gonna come down to. You know, let's say, just these little things. Well, Jake and I are hoping on, we get some of these little mom and pop, smaller pavers that come in and bid on this
Yeah.
thing. You know, that won't charge us an hourly rate like some of the other ones have done.
I don't know who did Patterson, but they had some off-brand. It wasn't Russell or any.
The key point is that they have to go pick up the bid or go online and see the bid at Whitmer. The other part of this is, because I was down there talking to them Friday, typically paving season ends October 31st. We're already in September. We haven't even put a bid out yet. You haven't advertised anything in the paper yet?
No.
Which has to be done twice for liquid fuel specifications. So we're running real close, depending on what the weather does. If the weather stays beautiful, then
They can keep working,
They can keep
but
working.
at the same token, it could turn bad fast.
yes, it can. And very, very well could turn bad fast. You may put this out for bid and it may end up being postponed till next year. Which is, just wanted to give you that possibility that that's there.
So was I supposed
No.
to? Okay, I was like, no
yet.
one told me that, okay.
Not yet.
Once
I have to give them the final measurements.
Okay.
And then-
Well, when you asked me if I did
Well,
it, I'm
she
like,
has
was I
your,
supposed to? Because no
Well, I
one told
didn't know
me
if Kelly
that.
got a hold of you.
No.
Because Kelly has your number and
And-
email stuff.
And they're doing like specifics, like the road has to be
yes.
made like this.
Yes.
know,
You have to fall under
Okay.
PA guidelines.
And like a warranty or anything.
No.
Anything like that.
You don't get a
Or
warranty
like,
payment. Because you're covering up whatever
yeah,
is
just,
there.
I don't know, yeah, so.
What do we need to do with Patterson Avenue to make it so we don't have to keep dumping all of our money into Patterson Avenue?
You talking about the park?
No,
I'm
Patterson
talking
in front
about the
of,
road. We put a brand new road in, and within 2 years, we got to patch this road. We got to seal it. Then we got to patch it.
There's water
and then
under there.
every
There's
couple of
springs.
years. I mean, what do we have to
Natural
do to get
spring
away from having to keep doing
Better drainage?
Patterson?
I don't
Because
even think drainage is going to do it because it's been so dry and there's still water coming out of that road.
That road hasn't been paved down there in Patterson for quite a while.
but it's the last one other than
No.
yes, that one and what is that? Not Ross, but going back to your place, Brooke.
Brooke.
Those are the
Paved when
last
Paul Luke
two.
was here.
I understand that, but we keep patching it and patching it. We keep nobody like Matilda. When's the last
How
time
many years ago has
Matilda?
that been? 8 years?
It doesn't. That's not what I'm getting at. These other
You keep saying the
roads.
last one and it's not.
Well, it's not the last one, but it's like, well, it's
3
like we keep
inches.
dumping it in this, keep dumping our money into the same roads.
3 inches of hot asphalt would probably keep it together, but the fact that they keep letting us only do 1 inch, it's not enough.
But we keep dumping money into that road. I know it's a main thoroughfare.
It's one of the main highways,
But
right.
you know, like I go up Matilda Street, and it has been patched so many times by the water and gas company. I go up